Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dela Puspitasari. First of all, I want to say thank you to Miss Sabrina Mulyadani as a lecturer into English courses. I hope she always in good health. Today, I want to tell you about my Eid experience. So, Hamin one before Eid, me and my family are going to Solo. Me and my family went home by bus. Then we left home at 6 in the morning because the bus schedule left at 7 in the morning. But there was a delay in the schedule. The bus arrived late because it was stuck in traffic when returning to Jakarta again. So we just started leaving at 10 in the morning. Me and my family chose bus transportation to go home to Solo because the stop was close to their hometown. Other than that, the facilities are also very adequate because for a price of 500,000 we can already get a comfortable chair with footrest, blankets, pillow, and very complete security facilities. We also get meal coupons and can be exchanged at the restaurant provided by the bus. During the trip to Solo, me and my family were not hit by traffic jams and the trip was very smooth. Me and my family arrived in Solo at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Then, me and my family were picked up by Uncle to go home. After arriving at my grandmother's house, my grandmother was not at home because there was an event with her social gathering friends. And at home there is only my cousin and his wife. After that, me and my family continued to clean up. Then I saw that the dish in the living room didn't have any snack for tomorrow Eid. So me, my mother, aunt, and my cousin prepared it all. Aunt and my brother prepared rendang for tomorrow. Me and my cousin prepared snacks for the living room. Long story short, the house was tidy at 10 o'clock at night. Then we all rest so we don't oversleep tomorrow. You wake up at 4 in the morning and perform the morning prayer in congregation. After that, we prepare to perform Eid prayers at the nearest mosque. Eid prayers is held at 7:30 in the morning. At that time, the weather was very foggy. Visibility was only about 2 meters. When the sun rises, the fog dissipates. After performing the Eid prayers, everyone shook hands from the front row to the back row. Then we went home and welcome to Grandma and the whole family. After that, our family went on a pilgrimage to the graves on grandfather and uncle. After returning from pilgrimage, we welcome guests who come and go to visit neighbors and other families. 2 days after Eid, my grandmother's house still come with guests and family from far away. So, for 2 days, me and my family welcomed all the guests. On the third day after Eid, the youngest children of my uncle and aunt performed a circumcision and held a small celebration with their family and closest neighbors. We have a meal together with a menu of tengkleng god, urap, and matchmeat. The event was very exciting because it was surrounded by humorous people, and there were family behaviors that made them laugh. The eldest daughter of my uncle and aunt had recorded the Thanksgiving event, but it turned out that this was his last meeting. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my uncle and aunt's doctor suddenly cried very loudly. Don't know why it happened. Then he complained that he felt something tugging and his head and his eyes always went up and could be lowered. Then the ustad was called for treatment. Long story short, my uncle and aunt's eldest daughter is my only cousin who lives in Jakarta near office. The two of us have always been together since we were little, going out together, sleeping together every time there is family, even we are always next to each other, until people say we both are like twins. After looking for the fish to accompany my cousin Ofris, who was sleeping, everyone wondered how it could be that the distance from the big house to the bedroom was quite far. Long story short, the ustads who handled my cousin said that his body condition was not fit, and the missing fish was no ordinary fish. And thus, my cousin replaced it because his body was severing. Finally, he was taken to the health center, but when he arrived at the health center, he had a seizure and was finally taken to a big hospital. Arrived at the hospital, just given oxygen hose, and at 11 o'clock at night he was gone. It made me and my family very shocked by his departure, and I lost my cousin and confidant, who I trusted the most, because my cousins are all male, so sharing about women is a bit difficult, and I don't have any female cousins anymore. And this is the most sad moment of the 8th holiday that has ever been experienced. Losing a careful family figure and positive vibes. My family and I didn't expect him to go because he didn't have any pain. According to neighbors and smart people, he experienced this because his body was not fit so easily affected by spirits. Besides that, he is also tired because he goes back to Solo by motorbike in 24 hours, and he had complained that his feet were swollen and not deflated either. But I'm happy because I was able to invite him to enjoy the most delicious simple snack in Solo. Even though I have had time to vacation together. My uncle said that from the Puskesmas trip, he had a seizure and was taken to a larger hospital, which was quite a distance away. So, he endured the pain for a long time. From 7 p.m. to 11 at night, he felt the pain. At first, I didn't know that Ofris was rushed to the hospital. I thought he was just in a normal trance, but didn't. Then I took back to the time with Ofris. I remember that he often complained the stomach, often had shortness of breath, and his heart often hurt. He does have no stomach ache, but first shortness of breath and hurt. I think he only spit up when he breathes, because I've experienced it. And so far, he has not told his parents that he feels that way. At 2 o'clock in the morning, uncle and aunt arrived at home and with the body. Very unable to see the aunt who was so devastated that she cried, and the uncle who just stood still mourning his son who was gone. I remember very well the first words my aunt said when she got home were, "Sister Ella, Ofris is gone." The tears are really spilling and unstoppable. I'm the one who can be seen crying to accompany her brother, so she won't be sad all the time, and plus she's been circumcised, so it's hard to walk. And I led my uncle and aunt to read Yasin to their daughter. At that time, I was very afraid of the condition of uncle and grandfather. Uncle who did not speak and did not cry in the slightest scared me. He only looked at this doctor who was dead. I'm afraid if uncle faints and grandfather who suddenly stiffened when his grandson came last time at his house. After that, my family and I carried out activities as usual, such as drying the grain and picking orange from grandmother harvest to take home to Jakarta. And the orange will be given to neighbors who don't go home as a sign of gratitude for taking good care of the land. After more than a week in sorrow, and already the 7th day of Ofris, my family and I went to Jakarta using my uncle-in-law's car. We left at 3 p.m. At the beginning of the trip, it was raining very hard, so the view was quite invisible, but not long after the rain stopped. The trip was very smooth, but while on the Cikampek Toll Road, there was a traffic jam of approximately 1 hour. So, arrived in Jakarta at 12 o'clock at night. So, that's the 8th holiday that I experienced yesterday. It was my worst experience during the 8th holiday in Solo. Filled with tears and only fills with reading Yasin. If it's enough to get here, if there are shortcomings, please forgive. Okay, that's all for me. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.